and just keeping other people in the know and other people positive. I really feel like that had a lot to do with the success of my business, even though it was a slower real estate market.
Welcome to the Agent Growth Lab podcast, the show that's all about taking control of your success. If you're a realtor, financial planner, business owner, or anyone who's ready to grow your business, you're in the right place. Join your host, April Russell, each week as she jumps into the lab to find out what professionals are doing to master their success. So let's get started with this week's episode of Agent Growth Lab podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Agent Growth Lab podcast, where we help real estate agents grow their business by providing you with tools, resources, and technology to help you take your business to the next level. I'm your host, April Russell, and joining me today is the one and only Chelsea Pearson of Smith Pearson Realty. Welcome, Chelsea. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great. I'm so glad you're with us. And the reason why I have Chelsea with us today, guys, is because I personally see Chelsea as such a positive person. She has such a positive outlook on life. She's very joyful. And I really wanted her to talk about a day in her life as a real estate agent, but also to talk about how she remains positive and how much having a positive mindset really matters in this business. So, Chelsea, tell us why you're so positive.
Hi. So I really believe that, your mindset is everything, especially in this business. So, you really don't have any control over what happens in the day. As real estate goes, it's always something different every day. So day in the life kind of varies, but if you go into it with a positive mindset, you kind of, take it as it comes. And as if things are happening, you can only control how you're reacting to them and, your thoughts and, like I said, your actions. So I just really try to keep it positive. I normally, everyone knows when I get on Instagram or social media, I try to start, hey, good people, hey, beautiful people, just starting my day off good. I typically have a 30-minute morning routine before I actually start like my real estate day, to where I just am getting focused and doing like, devotionals and just getting my mindset together to start my day, so that regardless of what comes when I start answering those phone calls, I'm already in a good headspace.
Right. Absolutely. And I love that, guys. So seriously, go follow Chelsea on Instagram because I love that. Hey, good people. I absolutely love that. So I know that technically 2023 wasn't, it was a good year, right? But it, of course, had some ups and downs, unexpected things happening in the market, interest rates, and all of that. But I personally choose to focus on the positive of it as well. And I think a lot of us in this industry, maybe we didn't finish the year the way we had initially planned, but we made it. Like there are so many real estate agents who didn't bother to renew their license. They hung it up and said, forget it. Same thing with loan officers. So tell us about what you did in 2023 to remain, positive and to keep the mindset that you had, even though, like you said, the ebbs and flows of things happen.
I definitely tried to just focus on, the clients that I had. And, a lot of real estate in 2023 was still, a decent year for me, at least. And you had those points where it was kind of like up and down and people were scared about interest rates and things of that nature. But I really just tried to put my all into the clients that I did have and just keeping other people in the know and other people positive. I really feel like that had a lot to do with the success of my business, even though it was a slower real estate market. I think that just letting people know their options, and then, just educating people. Like, I feel like I try to take it as a big education year, just telling people like, okay, interest rates are higher, but here are your options. Or, okay, maybe, your interest rate will be a little bit higher, but then what about negotiating on the price of the home? So just putting a positive spin on things for buyers and, for sellers, letting them know their equity and, the options that they have. So I really just try to, instead of focusing on, the negative things about the market, just try to keep it positive and let people know that there are options out there. And also utilize the reviews and the people that I did sell homes to. They kind of we're helping to promote that as well.
Good. So would you say, because I know you have a huge following, so would you say most of your business or success is really by word of mouth, like referral? Because I know you're very well connected in the area as well. By the way, Chelsea is in the Raleigh, Durham Triangle area, by the way, guys. But yeah, I know you're well connected. So how do you stay connected, or how do you get the bulk of your business?
So yes, I definitely am. Pretty much, it comes from referrals at this point and word of mouth. I really have not paid for leads in a few years, which is a blessing. And I just try to stay well connected. I'm involved, of course, in my church. I went to college in Raleigh as well, so that helps because I'm still connected. Yes, go Pack.
Yes.
I'm still connected to the alumni there. And so just making sure, like I said, I have my face out there in the area, attending events, attending networking opportunities and stuff like that. So I really just try to do that. And also I'm connected with agents in other areas too. So I try to stay in my area and stay in my lane. And because of that, I am connected with agents from other parts of North Carolina that I don't necessarily service. And we're able to refer business back and forth as well.
Right, absolutely. So you've kind of honed in on where you are, right?
Yes.
I think I heard you basically say that, and you're staying in your lane, like, hey, this is my area, this is your area of focus. Okay,
Yes.
I absolutely love that. So, how do you balance it all? Because I will tell you, one of the things I love about you, Chelsea, is you can be about to board a flight and you're like, putting in this offer to purchase. So I love that, but I also see that I feel like now, mind you, you know how it is on social media. You see someone on social media and you just automatically feel like you know them, right? So I feel like to the world, you're like everybody's sister friend. So but how do you balance it all? Because you like to vacation too.
Yes, so I will say it can be difficult at times. I still have not been able to take a vacation and leave my laptop. I'm working towards that. I really want to be able to do that, but I feel like you're gonna sell a home every time you try to go out of town, and so for me, I just always end up bringing my laptop. But honestly, it's just a matter of time management for sure. And then one thing that I really wanted to focus on this year was just saying no. I'm definitely a person that if somebody asked me to do something, if I could try to fit it into my schedule, I definitely will and try to like show up for everyone and do everything. But just understanding that you can't, give your all to everything. You can't do everything all at one time. And so I really just try to, prioritize and make the best of the 24 hours in the day that I have. But I won't say that it's easy because it's definitely not always easy. I definitely end up a little bit I stress myself out a little bit trying to make it to everything. I'll go to my little cousin's basketball game in the morning, go show a house an hour after that, and then have to go somewhere else in 30 minutes after that. So it can be a little stressful at times, but I do balance that with, like I said, traveling and taking time to just settle down and have some self-care.
Right. Absolutely. I think that's so important. But you know what? And what you were sharing actually reminds me of my first day as a loan officer. So I was a junior loan officer. So someone was basically taking me under their wing. And I go in my first day, I'm sitting across from her in her office, and she goes, April, are you used to having an hour for lunch? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, are you used to going on vacation and not being disturbed? And at the time, I was like, yes. And she goes, that will never happen again in your life. Are you sure you want to do this? I was like, well, I'm here now,
Right.
but she was right. Like you said, it's not, but you still have to take that time, of course, and even on vacation, it's like, okay, I'm going to devote 3-4 hours today to work. And then, hey, I'm on the beach now, or
Right.
whatever that looks like. But she was absolutely right. It has not been normal since, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I love it. I love that we can balance our lives, but we control it too. And
Yes.
that's the beauty of it. I don't know. I was telling someone the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, if I ever had to punch a clock again, I don't know.
And see, for me, I've never punched the clock. So that's the one thing that is a little bit different for me in this industry because
Mhm.
I started out straight out of undergrad and went into real estate. And so I don't even know what it's like to punch a clock. But from what I have heard, I'm just going to try to stick to real estate because that flexibility and like I said, travel is definitely one of those major things for me. So having the flexibility, and then one day I hope to have kids. So I want to be able to, have a little more time to be able to attend, those after school functions and, stuff like that. That's how my mom got into this business, wanting more flexibility to be able to raise me and my brother. And so I hope to do the same one day.
I love that. You know, they say you learn something new every day. So that was my new thing that I learned. Of course, I knew you went to NC State, but I did not know that you have never punched the clock before. Girl, don't ever do it, okay? Like, don't do it.
I don't want to.
So I just love your start, like how you got into the business, even with your mom having her own firm, her real estate agency, and you joining forces with her directly after undergrad. So that's just an amazing story in and of itself. So we'll go ahead and kind of wrap it up here, but I will say, if you could give someone, a real estate agent, whether they're new, they've been in the industry for a while, but what's, I guess, one really good piece of advice that you would give a real estate agent today?
I would say my piece of advice would be to, of course, don't give up and explore your options. A lot of people get, discouraged after, it's been a couple months and they haven't had their first transaction. But it can take a little minute to be able to get there. So I would say, while you may be in that waiting season, to just explore options. That's your opportunity to connect and network with other people. And, you may find that, that sector of real estate is definitely not the way you want to go. So I feel like if you explore your options rather than just giving up and deciding you're not going to renew your license, you never know what can come from that. So I would just say to definitely connect, network, and explore your options.
Absolutely. So tell everyone how they can reach you.
So you can reach me. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. My name is Chelsea Pandora. Pandora is my middle name. People always ask that, but Chelsea Pandora. Same thing on most of the other networks on Facebook. Chelsea Pearson, my first and last name. But yeah, pretty much that is where you can find me.
Wonderful.
Or my website as well, www.chelseapandora.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, Chelsea, for joining us today. Again, everyone, I'm your host, April Russell. Thanks for joining the Agent Growth Lab podcast. If you want to subscribe to learn more about the Agent Growth Lab or to learn when we're posting other podcast episodes, you can go to agentgrowthlabpodcast.com. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us. More information at agentgrowthlab.co. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
That's a wrap on today's episode of the Agent Growth Lab podcast. Huge thanks to our insightful guest and to you, our dedicated listeners. If you're committed to growing your business and achieving your full potential, don't forget to subscribe and check out all the episodes at www.agentgrowthlabpodcast.com. Thanks for joining your host, April Russell. We will see you next week in the lab for another dose of inspiration and actionable advice.